Hi everyone, it's Shea. Welcome to or back to my channel. If you're new here, I live in Los Angeles and I've been studying Italian for about 3 years now. I also will be moving to Italy to study the language there in the beginning of April, so be sure to subscribe if you're interested in seeing what life is like in Italy. In today's video, I'm going to go over how to overcome your fear of speaking in a foreign language. So in the video, I will go over understanding your fears, how to start small, so some ways you can practice by yourself before speaking to a tutor or a native speaker, how to accept that you will make mistakes and that it's totally okay. And then finally, I will go over everything you need to know about booking a lesson with a tutor or getting ready to talk with a native speaker. I will specifically be sharing my experience with italki because they are today's sponsor, so I'll tell you a little bit more about them and my own experience using italki. Alright, so the first step is understanding your fear. In order to work through it, you have to pinpoint exactly what it is. So usually what scares people the most is they're afraid of making mistakes. They think their accent is bad. They fear that they will forget words when they're talking to someone. Or they're also afraid that people just won't understand what they're trying to say. So all these reasons are perfectly valid and understandable. I definitely struggled with all of these, so you're definitely not alone if any of these fears resonate with you. For me personally, I was definitely more worried about making mistakes and not being perfect. I know I waited a long time to book a tutor until I felt like I could speak perfectly and wouldn't make any mistakes, but obviously learning is all about making mistakes and learning from those. Also, things like perfecting your accent definitely takes time and practice. My accent has come a long way in Italian, and also you might forget words when you're speaking, but that's okay because the person who you're speaking to, whether it's a tutor or native speaker, they will be more than happy to help you and will probably figure out what word you're looking for anyways. And at the end of the day, just remember whoever you are speaking to obviously is there to help you and encourage you, so if you do make mistakes, they will understand. They're there to help you even if they can't fully understand what it is you're trying to say at first. All of these fears are definitely scary, but they're things that you can work through, and it's not the end of the world if you make mistakes when you're speaking a foreign language. So if you aren't ready for a real-time conversation, I have a few tips on some small ways you can practice by yourself to help you get ready for that. First off, you can find a language partner through Facebook groups, social media, or apps like HelloTalk or Tandem. They're free apps that pair you up with native speakers, and it's like a language exchange, so you can help them with your native language and they can help you with theirs. Things like these apps or Instagram or WhatsApp are really great because you can send audio messages, so you can get the pronunciation practice and the speaking practice, but without having the pressure of talking to someone in real time. When you send an audio message, your language partner can send one back with the proper pronunciation or the proper grammar or vocabulary words that you were struggling to figure out, and you can listen to those messages and try to match the pronunciation and also help improve your accent. And then in doing all of this, when you practice, you will realize that you make mistakes along the way, and it becomes easier to accept the fact that you will make mistakes and it's all just a part of the learning process. Big tip is to just practice speaking out loud as much as possible. This could be when you are in your car on the way to work or school, cleaning, doing errands, or in the shower. You can practice talking about your day or having a pretend conversation. You can also record yourself telling a story in your target language. It could just be a few minutes long. That way you can listen back to it and see if you made any mistakes, if you're missing any words, and you can go ahead and try to correct it. Another good way to practice is by mimicking or shadowing native speakers on TV shows, movies, or YouTube channels. So a good way to do this is choose a short clip from a TV show or YouTube video and just try to memorize it and speak along at the same pace and intonation of the speaker. So that way you can listen to it and try your best to match exactly how it sounds so you can get your pronunciation correct. Another thing I like to do so I'm extra prepared before a tutoring session is I will try to practice answers to questions that I think my tutor will ask me. So this just helps me feel a little bit better so I'm not totally on the spot in a session. So for example, my tutor usually asks me what I did today, what I did over the weekend, how I'm feeling, what kind of things are going on. So you can practice ahead of time just talking to yourself about what you did over the weekend or today. So that way you can practice ahead of time and also look up some vocabulary words that you may need to know. That way you don't have to worry about forgetting words or making too many mistakes during your session. Think about times when people are trying to speak your language to you. You're probably always very encouraging and very willing to help them if they are making mistakes. So obviously people will do the same for you. Plus, you can always laugh about your mistakes. I've definitely used the wrong words that have meant very different things in my Italian tutoring sessions, but we always just laugh about it. She always knows what I was trying to say, and then I will definitely never forget the correct word to use because I've made that mistake. Now it's ingrained in my memory. And then finally, once you've worked through your biggest fears, it is time to actually go ahead and book a lesson with a tutor or plan a meetup with a native speaker. So you all know that I use italki all the time. I love it. I've talked about it multiple times, and I am super happy that they are today's sponsor. I'm partnering with them on this video, and I want to tell you a little bit more about italki and how it could work for you. I definitely have become so much more confident in my speaking because of italki. If I didn't have as many italki tutoring sessions as I've had, I definitely don't think I would be at the level I'm at with my Italian right now. So if you've never heard of italki before, it is an online tutoring platform where you have one-on-one lessons with tutors in over 150 different languages. And there are plenty of teacher options. There are so many. You can scroll through and watch their videos and figure out what tutor would probably be best for you. You can choose between community tutors or professional tutors. Obviously, professional are a little bit more expensive, but I've always just used community tutors and had no problem with them. One of the biggest things that I also really liked about italki is how affordable it is. I always thought that getting a tutor would be super expensive, but sessions with my various tutors ranged from anywhere between about $6 to $12 per session. When you first sign up, you will get 3 discounted italki trial sessions. So that way you can try out different tutors and figure out which one is best for you. I also like how there's options for 30, 45, and 60-minute lessons. You also pay per lesson, so it's not like a subscription plan. However, some tutors do offer lesson packages. So in the past, I've bought some packages from specific tutors that I know I like, and it's usually a little bit of a discount. And usually what I like to do when I book a tutor, I send them a message ahead of time and just let them know what kind of session I'm looking for. So in the beginning, I started off with tutors that actually helped me do grammar lessons and do some homework as well. But then I shifted over to just having sessions where I wanted to practice conversational speaking. So it's up to you what kind of sessions you want to do. So it's good to introduce yourself and send a quick message before your first session to also just help you feel a little bit better that you're going into this session knowing a little bit more of what to expect. So speaking of booking your first session, this is what it's like. You will scroll through italki and choose which tutor you think will be the best fit for you. You can choose 30-minute, 45-minute, or 1-hour classes. Then you'll go ahead and look through their calendar and find a good time slot that works for you. And then it's really easy to just log on and use italki's video platform to hold your sessions. And then, as I mentioned, you will probably want to do some prep for your first session. So obviously your tutor will want to get to know you. You can practice saying some sentences about yourself, name, where you live, maybe how many siblings you have, do you have any pets, what are some things you like to do, what you do for work, where you like to travel. So for example, I would probably prepare the following sentences in Italian. Ciao, mi chiamo Shea, ho 25 anni, vivo a Los Angeles, ho 2 sorelle, sono molto emozionata per andare a Bologna per studiare la lingua italiana. So if you're ready to level up your 2022 language learning, definitely sign up for italki for free at the link in my description. Italki offers discounts and awards and different language challenges throughout the year from time to time, so definitely be sure to stay tuned for those as well. Overall, speaking in a foreign language will always be a little bit scary and definitely uncomfortable, but the best way to work through that is by getting practice and accepting that you will definitely make mistakes along the way. Since I've been using italki, I feel way more confident to speak to native speakers, and I feel a lot better about using Italian when I actually go to Italy. The biggest step is really just booking that first session and committing to it. And once you go and complete your first session with a tutor, I promise you, if you're like me, you'll be super excited to book your next one and just keep getting better. And remember that your tutor or language partner is there to help you, not to make fun of you, so you don't have to worry about making mistakes or not being perfect in front of them. That's all for me. Remember to check out the link in the description below to learn more about italki. Go ahead and book your first class, and I can't wait to hear how it goes. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.